Welcome, everyone. This is Tracy Una Wagner with Versatile Inspirations and the Lightworkers and Earth Angels Academy and Study Hall. And this is your weekly energy foresight for February 6th through the 12th, the first full week in February. For the month of February, we're working with the Gilded Tarot Royale deck, and that is by Ciro Marchetti and Barbara Moore. So for the week of February 6th through the 12th, or Monday through Sunday, the card that came through is Temperance. And the message from Temperance is, interesting. We had this card last month too. So what is the deeper meaning of temperance? Here are some ideas that you can use to ponder. How can I moderate the whole of my life? Physically, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually? How can I create a more mindful approach to challenges, situations, and everyday life? I found it interesting that Temperance came through yet again. This card seems to come through a lot, and it probably has to do with how extreme it feels like the energies are out there. It seems like once we find a very good balance and we feel like we're in control and all's going well, something comes up to where it just kind of rattles our energy. And it can be from one extreme or another. So for this week, I decided to work with a couple of crystal allies. Now, the crystal ally for all of February is the Amethyst, and Amethyst is a great stone. The crystal ally of Amethyst for all of February is known for inspiration, working with your intuition, staying calm, and being in balance, which is very interesting, especially since Temperance came through. So we can work with Amethyst to create that balance that we're seeking. Now, if we're looking at balancing the more extreme energies that we may be feeling one way or another, or maybe we're seeing where there's extremes that we're showing tendency-wise, the stone that we can work with is Tiger's Eye. So Tiger's Eye is a great one to work with when we're trying to balance extreme energies. It helps in that grounding atmosphere. So it's going to be a more grounding stone that helps us with those extremes. Amethyst is more of that lighter stone. Even though it has some grounding properties, it's more of that upper, higher level, more of that third eye and the intuition, being in that kind of spiritual space. Whereas Tiger's Eye is that a little bit more grounding stone. So it's going to be balancing more extreme energies. And these are things that we can work with, especially if we're pondering any of those ideas of temperance. Where are some aspects of your life, or where do you feel that temperance can play a part in balancing any of the extremes that you may be feeling? It may be extremes on being in one situation versus another, or finding yourself with one mindset rather than being able to be open to other ideas. So we can actually work with the idea of temperance by working with our crystal allies, Amethyst and Tiger's Eye, to really balance that for ourselves. When this card keeps coming up, that just means that, we haven't completed the work. We haven't done everything that we can do. And as we're ushering in this new world and this new self, sometimes being in balance is what's going to help propel us into those higher states of being. And that is for ourselves and for, the realities that lie around us. Working with these stones is going to help keep us in that balanced state so we can have clear thinking, so that we can make decisions quickly and easily, so that we can discern which way we should go in our new world and how we can express ourselves as our new self. So these crystal allies will be wonderful to work with that idea of temperance and for keeping our energies balanced, especially when we're in those extreme energies. All right, for midweek and end week, I decided to go with the Spirit of the Wheel meditation deck, and that is by Linda Iwashina, and the illustrations are by Jody Bergsma. And for midweek, and midweek is Monday through Thursday, or February 6th through February 9th, the card that came through is Experience, Spirit Path of the West. And the card's meaning is letting go, movement forward, reflection. All right, so this is a great card for working with these balancing of energies. Sometimes we have to let go in order to move forward. And when we are looking to move forward in this new space with our new self, and Temperance has come to say, we're just not at an even kill right now. We're still looking at balance issues. We're still looking at some extreme behaviors or thought processes or something that just feels like it's not in balance. It's not allowing you to fully step into this new world, fully step into your new self because something's just not balanced. And letting go doesn't have to be a physical thing, though it can be, but it can be letting go of old paradigms, old contracts, old cords, old things that just no longer are serving you and your higher purpose. Remember, this new world and this new self is at a higher plane. And to get into that higher stance, sometimes we dip our toe in and then we're just not fully ready to commit. Sometimes we dip our toe and it's like, ooh, that's change and that's really scary. But that's just, there again, that idea of temperance, being at balance, being at peace, and being able to see that where you're going is for your highest good. It's for your higher good. It's really, it is scary. I know for some people, change is extremely scary, but just know that on the other side of that fear is some wonderful things. And sometimes your yes to stepping into a higher state knocks out any of the fear that you may be feeling. So just know to upgrade your stance, your situation, to upgrade yourself into this upgraded world, we have to be higher and we have to let go of some of that baggage that we may be carrying. And it can show itself in many different forms, but Temperance is coming through saying, hey, there's just some things that we need to really kind of look at right now. And it may not be just one or two things. We may have to go through that whole list of things, mental, emotional, physical, intellectual, and really sift through and with a fine tooth sifter, find what truly is your truth. What is your truth? What is it that you want to carry with you into this new world? What is it that you are resonating so much with that yes can go forward with you into that new space? So experience. What is the experiences that you've had? What are those things? And that is true reflection, being able to do that and letting go those things that no longer serve you. You're going to probably see a lot of this movement in the first part of this week for midweek. And then as we transition into end week, that is when the movement forward will start to happen. All right, so for end week, and end week is Thursday through Sunday or February 9th through the 12th. The card that came through is Clarity, Spirit Path of the East. And the message of the card is Breakthrough, Inner Vision, truth. So interesting, right? It is so interesting how I sometimes I'm just still so baffled when things just come through and it's just like step by step by step. And when we get through those steps, what lies at the end is the breakthrough. So by end of this week, you're going to be seeing that breakthrough, that clarity of how you need to move through this and into this new space. Now, we do have to take the steps and get through that and get to that end goal. But when we have the clarity and we're able to see it crystal clearly with that inner vision, with our third eye, or some of us just may feel it, just feeling it that it's right. Know that that is your truth. That is what we're talking about. That's the feeling. That is what is coming with you into this new state of being. And that is exactly what Temperance is coming through to help you find is your truth. Sifting through all the stuff that no longer serves you, allow it just to run through and run through that sifter so that it can just release and let go. And then you can get back into that clarity, that clear state of being able to manifest quickly and easily your goals, dreams, wishes, and desires because your inner vision can see it, feel it, touch it, smell it, experience it. And that in and of itself is your truth. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I will see you next week. And as always, I'm sending you so much love, angel light, and tons of gratitude. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.